Hello, my name is Martyr, and this is Let's Play This War of Mine. And thank you for watching. This War of Mine is a survival stealth strategy game, guys. There's actually a lot of genres in this game, guys. But basically, it's about people living in terrible, terrible conditions during the middle of some war. What war is that exactly? Well, it doesn't really matter, guys. You're not soldiers, you're not heroes. You're just people. The focus of the game is on the people and the things that they have to do to survive and the experiences that they have while going through these horrible events. This War of Mine released on Steam November 14th, 2014. It released today. It was developed and published by 11-Bit Studios. You can go ahead and get this War of Mine for $19.99 on Steam. Now, there's going to be a lot of reviews on this game, guys, a lot of first impression type videos, so I'm going to be a little bit more relaxed when it comes to my impressions of this game, because, you know, the games are very serious games, very dark. And first off and foremost, this game is depressing as balls, guys. If you're looking for a happy, joy game, this isn't it. However, if you're looking for something visceral, you know, something hard and makes you question your humanity, this is the game for you guys. So let's get into it, shall we? Let's start exploring this War of Mine. We're going to check out the options first, as always. Not a whole lot to speak of. Here's some simple, manipulation of graphics and volume sliders and some language changes here, which is pretty nice, actually. I'm not really sure how many languages there are. It looks like quite a few. So that's pretty cool right there. You have some changing of the language, or you can play it in multiple languages, which is very nice. But other than that, not much manipulation of the graphics, but that's okay because the graphics, aren't too complicated, as it were. Even though they're pretty stylized and very, striking is the best word I can come up for it. I'm going to hit another try, which is basically kind of starting the game all over again. I've been playing the game for about an hour and a half. Which has pretty much given me a good impression of what the game is essentially like, which is, it's a mixture of two modes, the best way to describe it. The first part of the day, which is what you're going to see right here when we get into the game, by the way. Yes, that says, fuck the war. It's kind of like a base building mode where you're trying to maintain your people, but at the same time, expanding and, getting things going in your base, essentially. And in the second half of the game, which is when night comes, where you have to send somebody out to scavenge for supplies, and you also, later throughout the day and night events, are kind of decisions that you may come upon, like, do you punch that guy in the face and take all of his food, or do you kill that soldier, things like that. These are our three survivors right here, guys. It says, when the Civil War broke out, many people thought it would only last a couple of weeks. It's been a year since the government military surrounded the rebels in the capital, cutting off all supply lines. The civilian population trapped in the city are suffering from hunger, disease, and shelling. Katie had met both Pavel and Bruno before the war. She used to be a reporter. While Bruno had his own television cooking show, Pavel was the star of the local football team. Katie even interviewed him once. Now they meet in dramatically different circumstances, looking for food and shelter. Now, the reason we can't go out during the day looking for scavenging for things is because there's snipers. And snipers will kill us. So this right here is what you're looking at. This is your base. Now there's a lot of things for you to immediately start doing when you get access to your base. You can also, of course, switch on characters basically by kind of clicking on them. As far as what you're looking at right here, on the top left we have the time, the day, what temperature it is. You can also click on this thing called Our Things. It shows you our inventory. Inventory when you're in your base is completely shared. So one person discovers it, it just goes right into the stockpile of everything. Everybody has it. You also have an end day button, which basically allows you to kind of skip forward in time. We're not going to be doing that, though. You can also kind of click on the character profiles and get learn a little bit more about the characters, which I really enjoy. It also tells you what they're experiencing from day to day. So basically, on the fourth day, depending on what you've done, it'll let you know what's on their mind and their experiences, and it just gives you a little bit more insight into the characters. I really enjoy that. Also tells you their condition down here, what they're good at. So if they're sick, for instance, it looks like Katia is kind of sick right now. She needs to rest up a little bit, but we don't have much of a choice right now. We need to start scavenging. So we've just basically kind of freshly arrived in this place, and there's several little buttons and icons that you can see here. The hands kind of represent things that you can scavenge to, things that you can rummage through to find supplies. And indeed, we did find some supplies. For instance, we found some components, some sugar, some wood, and some herbs. So we're going to grab all those. We're just going to go to our supplies. And these are all over the place. So we're going to start wanting to send people to different parts to start looking for rubble and supplies and things like that. We're also we're gonna want to break that down. There's certain things that you have to kind of break through. Also, you can also zoom in the mouse wheel, basically kind of get a good view of things. We found some more supplies. Fantastic. What we can do with those supplies is crafting in this game, by the way. Now, sometimes you run into things that'll block your path, either rubble or a door that's jammed, and you can actually make tools to make that a little bit of an easier experience for you to get through. Or you can actually find doors that sometimes are even locked, but it doesn't look like that particular door is locked. Sometimes it's kind of just random what you're going to find. Like, for instance, this is rubble up here. I'm going to have her start digging that out so we can start getting access to the different things in the building here. He's unlocked that now. So we have access to this area now, which is kind of like a medicine cabinet area. He is going to start breaking that door down so we can get access to those supplies. And there should be something right here. And basically, kind of the first couple of days, get off the chair, Bruno. Get your ass up, Bruno. The first couple days, you're going to just kind of spend scavenging, the best way to describe it. Because the reason for you want to scavenge is because you want to start creating, you start want to crafting. And the crafting in this game is really simplistic, and I really enjoy it because they really simplified it. They could have made it a little bit more complicated, but they didn't. And basically, you have kind of several different kinds of crafting supplies. Mostly, you're going to have components, wood, and I think the last one is gears or something like that. There it is, yeah. It's this one right here, which is parts. And basically, those are the three main crafting things that you will need to craft items. So, for instance, right now we can make a crude stove for cooking. We could make a metal workshop. We could make a bed, which is something you're going to want to think about. Almost the simplistic necessities become issues. Having a good night's rest is very important in this game because it can affect your character's performance, how fast he runs, if he gets sick, etc., etc., etc. So I'm going to go ahead and make a crude stove. We have 40 components and 25 wood, so we can go ahead and craft that. When you hit make, it's going to allow you to place that item wherever you want. And it kind of goes into this other mode, which allows you to kind of look around at things. By the way, I just want to talk about how the graphics look of this game. Just how, even though the entire game is kind of in this, grayscale, monotone-esque thing, it just really matches the tone. It's very depressing, to be honest with you. Like I said, the game is depressing as balls, guys. But yeah, you get just the entire game has this entire feel to it all, and just the sound, the music, it all just really works very well together. So I'm going to take my stove up here, and I'm going to just place it obviously in the kitchen. I mean, that's where the refrigerator is. Gosh dang it. That's where it's going to go. You can just simply basically press place, and then he's going to place the supplies needed to craft that up there, and he'll go up there and start actually making that. So now that he's broken through the door here, we can gather up some more supplies. I do believe she is still digging. She is still digging, yes. We got some more parts, some electronic parts, some water, which is good, and herbs. I'm not really sure what herbs are for. I know that you do find quite a bit of them, but every item that you see in this game, you will have eventually some sort of, use for. You will be using to some degree. Now, you can also, by the way, double click on areas to make them run to that area. But they do get tired, and how you manipulate your characters in a way is also its own issue depending on how you do it. So if you basically run your characters ragged from left to right, they're going to get tired really, really quickly, and will get just overwhelmed, and then they'll get tired and won't be as good, or won't be able to scavenge as well. I'm going to go ahead and make a bed. Let's place the beds down here. Yeah, that works. That's good. Yeah, place it there. Now we got a stove, we can start cooking, but again, we just got here, so we don't have any food supplies, which is right here. This is what this represents, like meat and vegetables and all that good kind of stuff. So basically, all we got to really do now is just continue just kind of rummaging for supplies. I'm going to send Bruno up there to look for more stuff. And like I said, this is going to be kind of the thing you do for the first couple of days. It's just rummaging for supplies. We can't get through, the door's locked. That kind of sucks, but oh well. She did, however, manage to break through that, and she found some herbs. She also found a lockpick. Like I said, there is equipment in this game that you can find and use to your advantage. You can even craft sometimes, depending on how far you've gotten your base along. Because as you can see, every piece of a crafting equipment has an up arrow to it. So I'm going to send her to go click on that, for instance, and you'll see what I'm talking about here. You've already got finished crafting that. Why don't you go ahead and get cracking on that, man? Get cracking on that. Do it. You can also see which things need to be unlocked, what things need to be kind of messed with for you to get access to them. I'm going to say... So as you can see, by the way, also, as you can improve items. So for instance, we could improve our stove to make it a more efficient stove, allows us to prepare more cooked food, basically more efficiently, saving fuel. And basically, the more you upgrade your items, the better they get, and the more efficient they will be for you, of course. And basically, just about every item follows that kind of logic. You know, stoves. I'm going to have him... Oops, no. You go there. He's going to go and lock that door. You are so confused, lady. I apologize. I keep misclicking things. So, for instance, you can also improve your workshop, which will allow you to craft more complicated items. So, he's got that door open. I'm going to have him start digging through there. And this is just kind of the basic first part of the game. Now, at the front door up here, people may randomly show up. Random events can occur and will occur in this game, which is where things start getting, slightly more exciting is the best way to describe it. Things start getting kind of crazy. We're gonna want to make a rainwater collector. We'll make that it doesn't really matter where, right? Doesn't really. I don't know, right there works for me. Place it there. It looks, because there's a big gaping hole there, so might as well, right? Dig faster, man. One thing I did find strange is that there is no tutorial. You kind of need to figure things out for yourself. And now we're approaching nighttime officially now. It looks like it's going to be about... I'm not sure if it's 7 o'clock. Yeah, it's 7 o'clock that nighttime strikes. And that's where the second half of the game kicks in, guys. Where you have to go scavenge. You have to literally pick what character does what to go scavenge, who rests, who guards, etc., etc. And you can have random events that will occur. Also random areas that you will find as you are, doing whatever it is you're doing. So as you can see right here now, we're about to get done. 7 o'clock. Oh, I guess it's not 7 o'clock. Is it 8? Is it 8 o'clock everything gets done at? Maybe it is. Okay, so he just got through there. Get through that, man. Oh, it's locked. Gosh dang it. That's okay, though. We still got more supplies things to look up for. I didn't realize there were 2 more right here. Derp. Run, Pavel. Oh, it's the night. That's okay, because we can explore that a little bit later. So as you can see, there's several locations that we can visit. We can visit a quiet house, a ruined villa, an abandoned cottage, and it'll tell you what you might find at that place. Like, for instance, we might find lots of food, huge amounts of material, etc., etc. But we need to decide who is going to go scavenge. Each character, again, is more proficient at things than others. So, for instance, Pavel's a fast runner. So he's probably going to be you're going to want to set him up as your go-to scavenger. Plus, he has the most inventory space. Bruno can't hold as much. I guess he just has that, a few extra pounds. Let's be honest here, Bruno. He was on a cooking show. And he isn't as good at, grabbing items. But he is. So we'll send Pavel to go look for items. But we have to choose a place. And if you read about the places, it'll let you know if there's somebody there, for instance, a quiet house. People are trying to lead normal lives there. We've got nothing to look for there. Unless we're willing to steal. So again, you have presented with that moral decision of what it is you're willing to do. So for instance, we can go to this quiet house, beat the crap out of the residents and take all of their stuff. But the characters all have like their own Sims-like needs. As they start progressing and doing horrible things, it'll start to affect their psyche. They'll get sad. They'll get depressed. They might, it kind of progresses farther and farther the more deeper you go into the game here. So we're going to go for the abandoned cottage, I think. They say that some people still live there against all odds. They must have some supplies stocked, like canned food and possibly bandages or medicine, but they don't want to trade. If we're desperate, we could try to steal from them. We're not going to do that. We're going to pick the path of least resistance here. Now, if we had some sort of items that we could take with us, like a shovel, or a lockpick, or what was the other one? A crowbar. It will help us basically progress through areas a little bit faster. So we're going to scavenge because we're not going to have anything with us. We're just going to be basically just grabbing as many items as we can. And now we've basically entered this area, as you can see right here. We have till about 5 o'clock in the morning. If you're caught past 5 o'clock in the morning, you're kind of in deep doo-doo. It's just not good for you. So we found some shell casings, some more crafting materials. Let's just continue searching here. This is an abandoned area, so we shouldn't really run into too many people here. I'm going to take all these crafting supplies because those are very useful. Might as well just take the last bullet casing there. Now you can peek through doors, for instance. See if you can spot anything or anyone on the other side, but the door is jammed from the other side, so we're going to have to figure out a way to get in there from the other side. So we're going to go over here. We also need food for sure because our men are kind of, they're not doing too terribly good. What is this? Gunpowder. We don't really need gunpowder. We're not really going to be looking to craft weaponry right now. We can certainly hopefully come back for that. You can also see that as your character moves, he kind of creates noise. That little sound bubble appears around him. Lets you know that if people were to instance be in that area, they may hear him. And may even react to his presence. People with guns, people who are defending the area, for instance. We found some more crafting stuff. I'm not necessarily looking for crafting stuff. I'm looking for useful items. Now, also, we got materials here, weapon parts. We got a book. I'm going to take that. We got some roll-up cigarettes, fertilizer, and coffee. I'm going to go with the fertilizer. As you can see, there's a little red dot right there, which indicates that there is noise. Now, that may be somebody, but right now I know for a fact that it's just a stupid rat. But that gives you a good indicator of how the stealth mechanic in the game kind of works. You kind of have to be sneaky sometimes, and that's why I said it's also kind of like a stealth game. It's not necessarily just straight up survival. You can also find things to look at, give you a little bit more, well, basically depress the hell out of you. Family photo of parents and 2 daughters. Good thing the girls don't resemble the father. He looks like a bear. We also found a fridge, which we'll go ahead and raid here and take all of the food and the vegetables. I'm going to take all this. Okay. We also need the water. So we're going to have to trade something for that water. The question is what? I'm going to trade the books for the water. We need water desperately. Water is, of course, a very big thing to have in this game. We'll keep searching around looking for stuff. Found some more parts, which is always nice. Want to make sure my inventory is maxed out as much as I possibly can. Now, there's some rubble here that we could dig through, but chances are, because that is locked, I'm not going to be able to get through that anyways. There's something up here, though, that we can look at. What exactly does it say? It says a note that says on the first day they robbed us, 2 days later they murdered our girls. I shot every one of them, but I don't want to use that gun anymore. It's broken and buried in the backyard. The next part looks shaky. If you're reading this, don't look for me. Poor guy, man. Yikes. Like I said, the game's just really, really depressing, by the way. But just the tone of the game really matches everything, guys. It's a visceral game. It's really just awesome the way that it all works. We got a door that's locked and a bedroom here. Who knows what was in there? But because we pretty much have everything we need, we can just basically head to the exit now. And we're going to basically just head back to base. Oh, you know what? Actually, really quick. So that way we can make it a little bit easier on ourselves. We can probably unbarricade this door. So we'll just zoom in on that and he'll start unbarricading the door here. Pulling out the nails and such and such. As far as the controls go, there is no controller support currently in the game. I read that the developers are considering putting controller support into the game again. Are considering putting controller support in the game, but it's not in right now. But it's it's really simplistic just to control the entire thing with your mouse, and it doesn't hinder the game in any way. There's also combat in this game, guys, which I'll probably go ahead and show you really quick. I'm going to go punch an old man in the face. Just to give you an example of what the combat's like. Of course, this is day 2 now. Every time you pass a day, almost kind of like FTL, random events may occur. Looters, people may show up at the door, people may be asking for supplies, people who need the help. It all really depends on your reaction, what you get done, what you do in reaction to other people. So now that we've got some more supplies, we can craft some more stuff. For instance, we got some food, so we can send the cook to go cook some of that. Get your butt down there, Bruno. As you can see, he's very hungry now. It says he's a smoker. He's not smoking. That's bad for you. So even cooking has its own requirements, guys. So for instance, we need to make a meal that will basically last for 2 people. We need a vegetable, 1 meat, 5 water, and then 2 fuel. We can go ahead and make the fuel out of parts or wood or books, even if you really have it. It really all depends. So we'll go ahead and craft us a quick... Let's go ahead and craft one from, 2 logs here. There you go. He'll start making that. He'll start basically generating some more water. We need to create a filter. The only way we can create a filter is at the crafting station. How is she feeling? She feels better. She's recovering. So that's good. That's good. That's That's excellent news. Go up here, lady, and start going to craft or find some stuff to scavenge, would you? Now, I'm probably going to hit the skip the end day button just to give you an example of what the combat's like. I just wanted to show you that you can create filters and wood and fuel, all sorts of crazy stuff in this game to help you progress forward, of course. Now, he's built those. No. We're going to make a meal for 2. Now, of course, there's 3 people, so I guess he set that there, and I don't know what happened. I guess he just took off. He's like, ah, screw it. What are you doing? Where are you going? No, I guess because I accidentally misclicked on the screen here. That's what happened. I will say there is, slight controller issues sometimes. You could basically kind of find yourself randomly clicking around things and accidentally clicking on the wrong people and send them, running in the wrong direction or whatever have you. So he's going to cook those 2 meals up, and then I think I'm probably going to feed the sick chick because she's sick. So she's going to go eat, and I'm probably going to make my scavenger some food here. So now there's 2 meals there. You can basically eat that. We're going to send Pavel to start digging. I think you can get down there. Wait, no, wait. Go here. Go over there. Dig that way. Where are you going? You're supposed to eat. Go eat, sick girl. Water is not being generated through that filter, as you can imagine. Let's see what we can find in this particular cabinet. And this basically kind of, you're just expanding out your territory, unlocking things, finding things. Jewelry, for instance. We can trade that basically with somebody else. They may arrive at the door. But I'm pretty much going to hit end of the day. She's going to eat there. It'll make her feel a little bit better. And we'll make sure that he eats because, he's going to be our go-to guy for all that. We could make another meal. We could have them just eat raw meat, for instance. But, that incurs its own penalties. For instance, they could get sick. They might die. It's just more resource effective to just have them, cook that meat or try to find a way to cook it. So, again, I just hit end of night. Again, you're presented with the option of who to do what. So we're going to have, for instance, Bruno didn't sleep properly, but she's still sick. So we're going to have him sleep on the floor, and then he's going to go scavenge. You do have the option to not scavenge, but I would not suggest it. So I'm about to do something really shady here. If this bothers you, I'm going to go punch an old man in the face. I'm just going to break into his house. And basically we're going to go to fisticuffs here, and we're going to punch him in the face. Yeah! Get his wife! Get his wife! Yeah, take her out! Oh, she's dead. Now he's running for his dear life. Oh, God! They're done. They're down. They're done. I just took them out. Now we can basically loot their house and take everything we want. What does that do? What is that? Not really sure. And now we can basically just go through their house looting everything. Now that we've kind of beaten the crap out of them. Kind of brutally. Yeah, you can have a knife. You could have a gun. It all really changes things up. We're going to go ahead and take basically everything they have. And it basically lets you know that you're kind of doing something wrong by letting you know, hey, that's private property. You're kind of stealing. But again, it's survival of the fittest, guys. Sometimes you don't have a choice. Sometimes you do. Now, there is a way to go through, from what I understand, throughout the entire game without really hurting anybody. Let's take all their food and water. There is a way to go through the game without really hurting anybody, from what I understand. You can basically kind of just let them go. Or, just scavenge for supplies somewhere else. Let's go this way. The door is locked. Well, then unlock it. I guess we can't go back in the backyard. That's okay. Let's go over here. Let's go over this cabinet. I guess she died and disappeared. I'm not really sure where her body is. It's gone, though. Yeah, it's kind of a horrible thing to do. And beating. Oh, God, you can loot her body. Oh, my God. Wow, they really don't hold back in this game, do they? Oh my god. Yes, let's take her jewelry. Because we're not going to hell anyways. Okay, we're going to go up here. Wow. It's just a really harsh game, guys. What can I say? You know, we already checked that, didn't we? Let's check the bed. What does this say over here? What's this little discovery thing? So there's a letter here from Grandpa Bernard to Alan. We're happy to learn that you've come to living with Auntie. The war is not that bad. It's just not fun for children. In fact, they say it'll be over soon. So don't worry about us. Grandma's feeling better. She asked me to tell you, but she's saving some flour to make you those cookies you like. And as for me, well, I promise you to repair that swing when you're back. Oh God, we are going to hell when we die, obviously. Oh no, we're taking all of their stuff. Hey, old man, are you alive? Oh my god, we beat the old man up and took all of his stuff, guys. That's just really messed up. We're gonna take all their medicine. We'll see what the old man has. Now that he's dead, we beat the crap out of him. Of course, this will have ramifications in the future. You can't just, beat up people and get away with it. There will be just consequences for this type of thing, guys. So we're going to send him to leave. We're going to run to the exit now. And maybe we'll see maybe some sort of random event from that kind of event that occurred there. From what I understand, there's Steam achievements in the game. There is no Steam cards. There's no leaderboards or anything of that sort. Oh God, we got an achievement. First Blood. So, I feel like a horrible being now. Well, when will this shit end? I won't have another death on me. So he's obviously suffering some sort of, oh no, we got raided while we were out. So Katie got hurt. They took some food and water. So as you can see, it's kill or be killed, as it were. He's very depressed. I'll do it all for us. I'll do whatever necessary to get through this hell. So as you can see, he's hungry now. He's tired and all that good kind of stuff, guys. It's just a very harsh game, guys, with a lot of moral decisions and things to decide, guys. To wrap up, guys, I'm going to go cry in a corner. Then, like I said, probably my neighbors all of their food and all of their stuff again, guys. This War of Mine is a gritty, dark, but very well thought out game, guys. The aesthetics of the game all match up between the music, the art style, the gameplay. It's just all very haunting and dark, and now everyone is depressed that we did all that. But, despite of all that, there is still some bugs left here, guys, to be banged out. I have read that some strange things happening in the game, from weapons disappearing to game crashes, which I myself have witnessed. Now, while some of these are inconvenient, none of them, really alter the experience of the game, and eventually they will be patched out, guys. It doesn't really prevent you from enjoying the game, is what I'm trying to say. As far as the game's replay value, it's kind of subjective. There is a bit of randomness here from things that will happen, but you basically kind of start out with more or less the same 3 to 4 survivors and kind of do the same things over and over again. So it's really up to the in-game random events to spice things up and give you that replay value that we all want, which I'm sure it does, because from what I understand, this game can go up to like 3 months to 45 days. I've seen some pretty crazy lengths when it comes to this game. I can't say for sure, given I only played the game for a little bit, guys. I do recommend the game. Think fans of survival games will get a kick out of this game, guys. I know I enjoyed it. So big thanks to the developer for a chance to check out this game. Thank you for watching. Remember to subscribe and share, and I'll keep bringing you awesome games, guys. Till next time, play more indie games.